In their own ways, each girl would walk into life like a fancy teacup sporting a hairline fracture, and as age bears down, as the gravity of free will picks wrong like an old horse on a rigged track, those cracks become women. One becomes my mother, and she wields a belt like a grand speech given to political prisoners. Not saying I'm not fed, not saying we don't cavort over the gravy vote, but I am an adult earthling now sitting in my house dreaming of a shotgun against my temple, my brain fluttering doves or obsidian, or out the left corner of my left eye a blob of sea-hued light, the constant thrash of waves against the small junks aft. And you, Francis, a drunk captain lapsing into Italian, smelling like he swallowed the earth's stockyards, 10 winds gang raped across the Panhandle plains. Captain Francis, will we all be remade into diamonds in our due penance? Captain Francis, the waves sound like I have bad ideas, the sky a splintered shuttlecock. Captain, did I ever tell you about the dead man I found smiling in a snowdrift on that one Greenland tour? Anal beads lodged up inside him. The medal of St. Christopher hung from his neck. He was restrained in a straitjacket. Our Father scribbled next to a diagram of Orion, Sirius, and the ancillary orbits of planets no one knew. I lightly kissed his frozen cheek and felt the Mongols whipping their ponies onto the new world. The horses' hooves were not hooves, but water skis that turned to tires on land. Captain, where are our lances, cannons, catapults stacked with malnourished servants, their breasts hanging like the goiters of sickly turkeys? Why can't we fly? Why are our mouths vaulted like molested children when all we want is to join the other purified souls who know the bigamous man in the second panel in the diptych entitled The Burning, who know intoxication should never be a guidebook on love loss, who know a fused false patina is the hallmark of a happy marriage, who know the difference between pilgrimage and punishment is how one frames the scars. We are falling into potholes, Captain. We are down in the sewer system wrestling amputated alligators, and we are winning and gaining respect from all the wrong people. Cerberus, Triton, Dante, they all run for mayor, lose to Marion Barry. We are nowhere in the voting booth but a cardboard box above a grate. The illegal vendors selling black power trinkets and pirated Public Enemy t-shirts at the bus stop. You say, Frenda, let's just leave these folks to their bidding. And every time we pass a cathedral, you light a cigar, ponder the match, douse it, and someone's hammering at the distance. You know, you wince, and I know why, but we are Catholics, so we never say what the problem is. Not even if Christ himself came to our breakfast nook, pulled out the nails, bled into our coffee. Fine day for a baseball game. Yes. Say, what was the name of that friend? Dale. No, the one who got arrested for armed robbery. That's Dale. Really? What happened to him? Well, he's in jail, Captain. He put a .45 to someone's face, and they didn't much care for it. Is that so? That is so. And what are we doing here again? And please pass more creamer. And the sky through the row home window is all crisscrossed with telephone wires, and it doesn't occur to me to phone my mother and say, you'll never guess. But there's much light to transubstantiate, many marriage beds to draw from the center of the sea, and every cat in every house in South Dakota has a hairball, and every belfry in every bankrupt American diocese has a weeping sniper. Captain, cold cock me before you tenderly cornhole the boat. Down it goes, I blackened among starfish and amberjack and sharks with 12 billion rotting teeth, half of which are sore and rotting, and thus I am saved. I look up at the light shooting through the water. You might now be among Butler's saintly directory, or you might be the plankton wrapping my knee, and I unfold you. I don't know nothing about rising from the sea, but someone supplies the yacht that whizzes by and nearly decapitates. A bronzed man and a soft tongue gives me his hand, hand towel, handshake, and what have I learned about the world that makes me want to die any less? That makes me open my chest like a treasure vault or a toilet, depending if you love me. I don't know how not to blubber all over the sea lions, my flesh raw and undercooked, just as Judas ordered. And tonight I believe in the God, Father of the meek. And I believe in his light, the holes it fills and cements. And I believe in the river that every day I watch wind past the project's old men, their fishing poles unmoving in the winter, the cart vasectomied by ice. And I believe in the house my mother, your daughter, Captain, beat me 1 inch from a ruptured piñata across the caved-in kitchen. And I believe in my father who ran like the Agent Orange girl, 17 Osborne Street, village obliterated. And I believe in the chasm leaving behind a child creates. And I believe I will shoot my own face before I leave my little girl to my part-time apparition. And I believe in my wife whose heart beats a sincerity that makes sheep herders lose their flocks, astronomers swallow their telescopes, doctors undress and x-ray themselves. I am sitting, staring down a hole, and I am at the bottom of that hole, and Francis is not here now, and the devil and Christ aren't either, and clumps of dirt are in my palms. Now are my palms hair, penis, and the fire rescue people are somewhere above arguing about a line. It is dark, dark to the point of physical labor, and I crouch down. I've lost my harpoon. I'm just waiting on the captain or my wife or the neighbors to drop a pail of water or dog piss, whatever, just fucking drop it. The moon, I'm sure, is full now, and teen boys tackle football in the streets, and cheesesteaks are crackling inside the corner store, and grown men in sports jerseys look like monsters and infants with beer guts. And yes, some smack their wives. And yes, my mother is among the smacked. And the street lights shine some of it, hide others. I'm left to piece it here in this well. I am never going to find myself on a roof, will I, Captain Francis? I will never step out of this brain into the soft hands of maidens returning me home, will I, Captain Francis? Because the streets bomb the meek and the invalid, the tween meth heads who quake and think of 39 ways to reconstruct their faces, and their mothers, their poor mothers, never sure what to do except send them to church, say a prayer, find a friend in the pontiff. JP2 was cool. He rode in his own shielded car. But now Vatican City is thin as a shoestring. Gold Guild abounds and priests march orderly and lift their faces to some imaginary light the mere earthlings shall never feel, are not commissioned to feel. And so here I am, in front of St. Mary of the Assumption. The gunned-down kids rise, pull out bullets with their hands, turn back to kids playing without any need for blood. I don't know what the angels call them, but I call them friends. And even though they beat me daily into submission, and even though my mother couldn't stitch worth a damn, and even though I played Donkey Kong to avoid them, they are my blood, the pines of which compromise me. And even though my mother and father live, they do so on another planet. And I wish they would change into either potted plants or fatter versions of myself. They were within your benediction, Captain Francis, but the sea is so grand and lost them, so I am left to turn to you in the picture, in the dream where I end myself by cracking a phoenix like an egg left in a car too long. Even if this hole I'm in is a roof, depending which side of China you're on, I don't care. I will find a pickaxe and either swing it into my throat or swing it above my head, pull myself up, step on its handle, counterbalance my feet, swing the handle again, higher toward a light. It could be a prison. It could be an iceberg opening to reveal the scripts of answers which plague men. Swing and step. The moon is here still this morning. Swing and step. I have 1,000 more wounds and no one cares. Swing and step, Francis. I have no memory of your face on this earth smiling toward me. Swing and step. The Father. Swing and step. The Father. The Father. I believe in Jesus, what he did. Swing and step. There are the saints. I'm 10 feet from the lip of something, not under something else. And now the voices are full. And now I see my wife. I see you, Amy. I see you finally. Above her head might be a halo, and behind her broad back the river, Jordan, or a man suffering from giganticism or syphilis, or this might not be the top at all, just dissipating mist. But I am a man, Francis, a man in your city, and I am done. I have no more poems. Thanks.